G'day, mates. G'day, mates. G'day, mates.
G'day mates, I'm Flinty, and this time I'll bring to you 10 amazing facts that you didn't even know about the movie The Exorcist. So without waiting around or any mucking around, let's get right in there at fact number 1 that you didn't even know. 1. Now you might know the film was The Exorcist, but there were actually some other movie names that were considered before it came out. This is what they were: The Evil Devil, The Boathouse, The Good Priest, Bad Girl with Bad Skin, The Ponvart Man, Garden of the Devil, Garden of the Upper Tub, The Exorciser, The Extortion, and The Human Top Hammer Top Prelude.
We should begin.
On to fact number 2. Now I'm sure we're all familiar with the popular movie soundtrack for The Exorcist by Michael Oldfield, but the original 1972 theatrical release of the movie had quite a different soundtrack, don't you know? Now the wrestler Dusty Rhodes was hired by Warner Brothers to produce a haunting soundtrack for the movie. But unfortunately, this quite superior soundtrack was removed, possibly due to Mike Oldfield blackmailing the studio staff with some unsavoury information. Fact number 3 that you didn't even know.
3.
Now, nearly after 70 years since the movie's original release, the missing toaster scene was finally uncovered in a back room at the Warner Brothers department block. Fans had heard all about this missing scene for years, but had never actually seen it until it finally came to light in 2019. Now the addition of this scene, put into the director's cut of the movie, now makes the running time of the movie an astounding 3 hours and 45 minutes. Fact number 4. Now, actress Ellen Burstyn actually plays the role of the mother, Chris McNeil, but other actresses that were in contention for the part included Julie Andrews, Marilyn Monroe, Ginger Rogers, Whoopi Goldberg, Katie Swamp, and Steven Seagal. And now on to fact number 5 that you didn't even know.
5.
Now in 1983, production began on the Elm Street movie, a terrorising journey into the unforbidden recesses of our own last morrows. It became a critical hit and stood proudly alongside The Exorcist as a major horror motion picture, both becoming legendary amongst fans and the cinema. Now, 3 years after that film came out, there was a sequel called The Dream Warriors, featuring a group of tortured teenagers and some curious doctors. One of these characters, though, is the character of Dr. Neil Gordon. Is it really such a coincidence? McNeil, Reagan McNeil, and Dr. Neil? I think there's something going on here. Now on to fact number 6. It took a team of hundreds to produce a big film like The Exorcist, from the people on the ground doing the filming, to the post-production film, through to the set dressers and the catering people, but none of them were quite as bold as editor Bud Smith. Now there's an argument to be made that some of the others involved in the project were fairly bold in their own right. They all pale in comparison to how bold Bud Smith was. Now on to fact number 7 that you didn't even know.
7.
It has been noticed over the years that Exorcist director William Friedkin would never work with somebody excessively high. None of his movies feature anyone 8 foot tall or higher. Could it be a remarkable eye for detail reflecting how society doesn't have people that tall? Or could it be a deranged fear of actors who are unfeasibly big? It's a bad reflection on the Hollywood of tomorrow that he purposely chose not to cast any supersized actors in this movie. Just imagine the presence of an 8-foot-tall priest, how that could have been in the movie going up against the forces of absolute evil. Fact number 8. How about the movie The Exorcist?
8.
Now, the reason that the character of Chris McNeil isn't allowed into the bedroom during the bedroom scene is because she's shockingly being kept down by the patriarchy. It's not because she's not needed in the scene or that it's too dangerous in there, as previously written, acted and understood by the writer, director, actors and fans. That's all wrong. Thankfully, the recent poorly rated and not wanted sequel has set that straight. Thanks ever so much to that film. Now on to fact 9 that you didn't even know.
9.
Now the film almost didn't even happen. How different it would have been if William Peter Blatty hadn't written the story in the first place. There wouldn't have been any need for actors, producers, sets, locations, lighting, catering, costumes, editing, advertising. Everything that goes into films, none of it would be needed. Thankfully, William Peter Blatty did indeed write the story of The Exorcist, so all of these procedures and people were needed. But how different it would have been. We probably wouldn't even have The Exorcist 2. Fact number 9.
9.
The actress who plays Linda Blair is actually the same girl that gets ghost nozzled in this scary movie. Let's hope she learned a valuable lesson or two in life. And finally, fact 10 about the Exorcist movie that you didn't even know.
10.
Now this is my picture of what I think an invading ghost might look like. If you ask me, it's pretty damn spooky. I think if it was real, it might be called Delatana Cranabalaton. That's quite a good name for a scary ghost. Okay, thanks for hearing me out. Thanks for listening to all my very interesting facts about the scary movie The Exorcist. Take care, guys, and watch out for scary ghosts. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the way out, unless you don't.